Okay, welcome to GAC. Tonight they are running at Watkins Glen for 35 laps. So, wow, going to be an interesting race. Scott, you there?
Yes, sir, Rudy. It's good to be here. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing good, doing good. Hold on a minute, I got to let my kitty out. You want out, kitty? Come on.
Other than coming around that last corner, the truck feels great, but that last corner could be an issue for some guys, Rudy.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. And that's where you're going to have to come around there very gently because of pit road entrance was right there.
Yes, sir. And not only that, but you can't go around that corner giving it hardly anything. Otherwise, you're just going to turn it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it looks like Gary Shank is back tonight, Rudy. He's the top guy on the board in practice.
Yeah, I'm right on him. And, you can tell the guys that have been out here practicing.
Old Tommy Lee, him and Gary, they're the fastest on the board by almost a full second.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not going to be much of a race if it's like that.
Yeah, that is, they are out there. It's probably going to wind up to be between them two.
Old Tommy, he's getting to be quite the road racer. I got him racing Legends a couple weeks ago, and then that led to Mazda Cup, and now it's led to all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah, that does kind of break up the monotony of the ovals a little bit,
Yes, sir. And I've noticed that if you run more road, you actually become a better oval driver. I did anyway.
Have you got the volumes in there turned way down? I mean, shut them off.
I will. I'm just out on track right now. That's why they're still up.
Because I'm talking and you're like stepping right in there, so it's like
Sorry about that.
No, I know it's because you can't hear me and engine noises. Those engine noises can be really atrocious in these trucks. More so than a lot of other vehicles. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, each vehicle's different.
Yeah.
There we go. Finally figured out that final corner there. Took it a little easy through there.
You guys tiptoeing through up here, I'll tell you. This is pretty wild. Well, I'm kind of looking forward to it. Watkins Glen, one of my favorite road courses, and now it is a challenge here in the trucks. Probably a lot more than the leather vehicles, but it should be a pretty good race, I think.
Yeah, like I was saying, the set feels awesome. I don't see why, as long as you just take it easy, don't try to race everybody on every lap, you should be all right.
Yeah.
But if you start pushing the truck, yeah, it's gonna get ugly quick. But it feels great. The set feels great.
So 35 laps, and unless he shortened the fuel load, check and see what your fuel load is in there when you get in there, Scott. And unless he shortened the fuel load, you should be able to make it to 35 laps on one tank.
Fuel load is 18.7 gallons.
That's a full tank of fuel then.
Yes,
they
sir.
won't even have to stop for fuel. It's just going to be managing your tires.
So it should be a no-stop race.
Go on.
Unless guys have problems.
Yep.
Or unless they just melt the tires.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Give me 1 minute here. I've got to open a window and get some air in here.
10-4.
Okay, I'm back.
So you ready for a good night of racing, Rudy?
Absolutely. These guys, they always put on a good show, and
Yes, sir. And as always, Rudy, it's a good time calling the races with you, buddy. I appreciate you allowing me to be a part of it.
well, yeah, it's good to have you.
I look forward to it every week.
And I'm about ready to pull this graphics card out and send it back.
Yeah, still giving you fits, Rudy?
Yep, it won't kick up to the super clock, and it makes the video kind of a little bit jittery, choppy, like, you know. I mean, this thing should be smoother than glass, you know.
That sucks that you continuously have problems with that.
I know it's a brand new graphics card too.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it sucks you continuously have problems with it.
Anybody out there watching, don't buy a 970. I can guarantee you it's not worth a crap. If you're going to spend the money, spend the extra few dollars and buy the 980, GTX 980. That'll be the last 970 I think I'd ever buy. But I mean, I like the card. Don't get me wrong; it's a good graphics card, but it's just got issues.
Well, Rudy, everybody's being called into pit road, and it looks like they're about ready for their drivers' meeting. We got about 4 minutes left before qualifying starts.
Cool. Getting down to it here. Quite a
Yes,
few,
sir.
quite a few drivers in there too.
Yes, a lot more than I anticipated. I'm showing a total of 23, counting me and you. So,
All right.
actually, you're not in here, so
No.
that'll give them 22 to race then, not counting me in here.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice little field for a road race.
Yes, sir.
Wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. I thought it would be a lot more difficult in the truck.
Well, let's take a look at the weather here for tonight. Let's see here. We got track temperature 78 degrees, so it's not cooled down for the drivers. Air temperature 78 degrees. Track temperature 104. So they did not cool it down for the drivers tonight. So.
No, it felt pretty good too. It felt like there was plenty of traction. A couple places it's a little sketchy, but feels pretty good. It feels pretty grippy.
8 turns, 2.4 miles, 2.423. So, in a driver's meeting.
Yes, sir.
Give them a few minutes here to get that done, and when they get ready to go to qualifying, we'll go ahead and play our national anthem here, Scott, and get that out of the way.
Alrighty, when we come back, I'll give everybody a quick rundown of the top 10 in points.
Yeah, I got Sherelle in there. Yeah, a few shout outs there to give out. Sherelle is watching. Abby, Colton, Leanna, Pat, and Sherelle. And Dylan Jones sometimes tunes in too, I guess. So good to have those folks in watching. Well, if and when they do come in.
It's always good to have fans watching, Rudy.
That's right. So Dwayne LaPrad's wife is in watching. He's about 9th on the board right now. So Gary Shank at the top, Tommy Lee second, Kevin Cornelius third, Kernan Church fourth, Michael Palmer fifth, David Gain fourth, I believe is still our points leader.
Yes, sir.
In sixth, Michael Almond in seventh, Mark McFadden eighth, Dwayne LaPrade ninth, Vincent Benny 10th. Alright, looks like here we go to qualifying, so I'm going to go ahead and play our national anthem. Scott, be right back.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, Scott, we're back.
All right.
So still waiting on first times to come in.
Yeah, everybody's probably just now completing their warm-up lap. I went out and did a warm-up lap just to kind of test it.
Oh, Tommy's tuned in here to YouTube.
Right on. Good luck, Mr. Lee.
He's in the race. He said, say hello. He said, what's up, Rudy and Scott? Good luck here tonight, Tommy.
Rooting for you, buddy. All right, Rudy, while we're waiting for times to come in, I want to give everybody a quick top 10 glance at the points. Tonight coming into it, David Gainforth has an 18-point lead, Rudy, coming into tonight over Lynn McNeese, who's in second place. Lynn has a 15-point lead over third place, who is Vincent Vinny. Fourth place is Michael Palmer. Fifth place, Dwayne LaPrade. John Stanley's in sixth. Mark McFadden is seventh in the points. Don Steves eighth. Timothy Kelleher ninth. And Terry Belanger rounds out your top 10 in the point standings. And Terry is 58 points back to kind of give you an idea of where 10th place is to the leader. Rudy?
All right. Thank you. Appreciate that.
No problem. Kind of give everybody, you know, we're halfway now. 5 down, 5 to go. That kind of gives everybody an idea who's doing what and, you know, where everybody is in the points.
Well, Dwayne LaPrade come in on the top spot here. Well, that didn't last long. Kernan Church. There's Gary Shank. Oh, boy. These guys are turning out some good times right now.
Yeah, and they'll get 2 laps in qualifying. So I expect to see those times improve. The guys up at the top. You have to see Tommy Lee go out and take a time.
Yeah. And, you know, I don't know. He might not. I have a feeling he will. I don't know. He might not. Let me see if he's even on the track yet. Yeah, he's on the track.
No, he'll be taking a time now. I was going to say, I don't think he's going to want to drive through all that traffic tonight.
He's driving the... What? What?
What's that, Rudy?
Nothing. You said something.
No, I didn't say anything.
Okay.
Although I do need to go get a water real quick. I'll be back in just 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Thought I had one, but just look for it. Don't have one. Anything I can get you, Rudy?
I'm good. Motley Crue rocks, huh? All right. Motley Crue. Eric rooting for Johnny McCulchuk. Well, lightly on the gas, lightly on the brake on some of these turns. You gotta. It's all going to be about throttle and brake management here tonight to make sure that you do turn a good lap. You know, you can't. If you make one mistake, somebody's going to be all over you and get by you. So, but we wish all the guys here tonight good luck at GAC. And thanks to the sponsor, Viney's Auto Diagnostic and Repair, sponsoring the race here tonight. Thank you very much.
Rudy, I'm kind of surprised. You said Tommy Lee was out on track. He's yet to take a time, and I'm not sure if he's... Up there it is. Just as I was going to say something, there it is, Rudy, on the pole.
Yeah, I think his first lap was his warm-up lap. He needed to get that second one in there, so...
I was going to say, that's a lot of cars to have to drive through, and I didn't see a time up there. I was starting to wonder.
Yep. So Sherelle's on her Xbox and typing on her computer. Alrighty then. I wonder, is YouTube, does it look better on the Xbox, or?
It varies. I have a PlayStation that I watch YouTube on. I've watched some of our races on, and sometimes when I watch them, they're good quality, and sometimes when I watch them, it's just terrible.
Okay.
It's just like the internet. I mean, it's just your preference.
Yep.
Probably got a big screen. I like watching the races on my 52-inch TV. Well, Rudy, did we get a clarification on the qualifying rule, or did we still not have clarification on that?
Meaning, you lost me. Sorry.
I know in their rule book that they have that the race you must take a qualifying time, but we've seen in the last couple of weeks guys that didn't, and we've got a couple more. We got 3 more tonight that haven't taken time, so that's why I was wondering.
Well, I didn't get a clarification on that.
Alrighty.
That would probably, I guess, would have been a good thing to ask when I was over there, huh?
That's all right. We'll get it.
Well, obviously that must not be true, because last week they did it. There was a couple of non-qualifiers that went out and ran.
Yeah, the week before too. So yeah, I'm assuming that that's not an issue.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was. I was just curious. You know, it's on their league page. So.
Well, extra long qualifying here. T. Lee's saying, well, that sucked. Well, that sucked what? And Sherelle saying, a little helps when you have a 55-inch TV screen. Oh, I bet you that looks pretty sweet on there, Sherelle. Somebody else was telling me about, maybe it was Dwayne was telling me he watches, or somebody was telling me that they watch it on the big screen, and man, they said it's just absolutely amazing. They said it looks like you're watching a real race.
Oh yeah, when the quality is great, man, it's awesome. And I have Bose surround sound, so the cars sound awesome.
Oh, I'll bet. Hard to beat Bose.
Yeah, that's the only way I would go, man. I bought my first Bose system about 5-6 years ago, and I would never buy anything else.
Okay, I'm trying to get this thing to quit messing up on me again. Hey.
And the thing about Bose is you don't have to go in there and buy their most expensive product. Their lower end products are better than just about everything else out there too. Can't go wrong with Bose, folks. And no, they're not an official sponsor of ours, but they're great sound quality.
Man, why is this thing doing this again? I don't know. There's some issues with this, and I don't know what it is.
With the broadcast?
No, the IRTBO. Anyhow, we're going to get down here whenever this thing decides to clear up.
Well, Rudy, you want to mention our sponsor, Sim Garage?
Well, yeah, in a minute. But let's run down
right.
through the qualifying results real quick here. And as they start on the grid, Tommy Lee on the pole with a 1 minute 16.64 seconds. Congratulations to him for the pole. Gary Shank starting second in the number 25. In third, Kernan Church in the number 22. In fourth, Dwayne LaPrade in the number 13. Mark McFadden in the number 48 starting fifth. Vincent Vinny in the 71 starting sixth. Terry Bellinger in the number 29 starting seventh. And Michael Palmer in the number 31 starting eighth. David Gainforth, our point leader, in the 101 starting ninth. And Rolando Aurora in the number 16 starting 10th. Scott?
Starting 11th is Lynn McNeese. Starting 12th, Paul Cohen. Johnny McCulchuk starts 13th. Chuck Shaw Jr. starts 14th. Paul Zoda starts 15th. John Stanley starts 16th. Timothy Kelleher 17th. Don Steves 18th. Billy Rodenbarger starts 19th. Fred Cook starts 20th. Michael Amond starts 21. John Estes will start 23. And Kevin Cornelius starts last, 24th position. Rudy.
All right, and they're rolling out of the grid right now. And we'll get back here to our
Old Motley Crue sitting up there on the pole, Rudy.
yes, sir. Ready to take the green here. We got to get switched over.
Driving a Clorox machine. He's pulling at my heartstrings there, Rudy.
Clorox.
Years ago, I worked for a country radio station. I was part of their morning show, and back then I had platinum white hair, and that was my on-air personality name was Clorox.
Well, one pace lap, and we'll get these guys going. So, Scott, you can have the honors, buddy.
Alrighty, this is the first time I've ever broadcasted a road race here. This ought to be interesting. I definitely think that Tommy Lee, Gary Shank, and Kernan Church are going to be tough to beat, Rudy.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
These three trucks are lightning fast tonight. Well, we're getting there. Slowly, pace car making its way to the front stretch. A couple more turns to go. Sure, the heart's starting to beat a little faster right about now, Rudy.
Oh, yeah. 35 laps, and I think fuel is not going to be an issue here tonight. Real close, but if you saved a little bit, you can make it the whole way on a tank of fuel.
Well, here we go, Rudy. Pace car is coming around that final turn, and these boys are going to get on the loud pedal. Here we go, green flag, and we're racing at the Glen. Side by side down the front stretch. We'll see how they go into turn one here. Hopefully everybody gets to settle down.
Tommy goes into turn one in first. Gary Shank second. Kernan Church already into the third position. We'll have to see who's going to lead that third, or the first lap. The first lap. Mark McFadden in fourth place, and Dwayne LaPrade in fifth. And these front three are already starting to pull away, Tom, or Scott. Man, I got to get with it here. I got too much stuff to do.
That's all right, Rudy. Looking back on the start of that race, I was just seeing how everybody got through the first couple turns, and it seems like everybody got away all right. Nobody's off track yet, so that's a good sign. And to follow up on your comment about the top three, yeah, I have a feeling that those three are going to kind of have a race of their own. Everybody else will be racing for fourth. I could be wrong. It's a long race, but those guys have just got lightning fast times, Rudy.
If everything goes smooth, looks like Tommy Lee could be the leader of our first lap of the race. Gary Shank's right there, close second. And Tommy Lee does lead the first lap.
And don't forget Kernan Church, who's right there with him, running third in the 22 machine.
Terry Bellinger in sixth place, and Vincent Venny seventh. Mark McFadden goes way wide on the turn, and that lets a few guys get by.
Actually, I think he might hold him off here, Rudy.
Maybe, yeah. Dwayne LaPrade on his outside, or on his right, excuse me. You can't say outside or inside here.
And no, he's going to lose one at least.
Yes, sir. Dwayne LaPrade goes into fourth.
Oh, a little bump in there.
Mark McFadden getting into the back.
He settled her down, though, and saved her. A lot of damage on the back of that 13 now.
Oh, yeah.
Whole back of it's caved in. Wonder what kind of arrow that's going to cause.
I don't know. Might not be too bad, being it's a road course. It would definitely, we know how that would affect it on like a speedway or something. And Mark McFadden loose again.
Off track that time.
Oh, I'm sorry. That wasn't Mark McFadden. That was Terry Bellinger. Terry Bellinger got really loose coming out of the turn that time, and Mark McFadden gets by him. Now Vincent Venny trying to get that position away from him. But Terry hangs on to it.
Yeah, Benson's having a good season this year, Rudy. Third in the points right now coming into tonight's race.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. It's always good when the league owner's in the running for the points, you know. That's always a good thing.
Yeah, it kind of helps with the future of the league, right?
Yeah. Michael Palmer in 8th, and Rolando 9th, and David Gainforth, our point setter, points leader in the 10th spot right now. In the Mr. Bubble machine.
Yes, sir. Looks like everybody's just kind of getting single file now.
And, you know, first and second in the points right now are running 10th and 11th. Len McNeese in 11th. Johnny McCulchuck in 12th. Oh, and he loses that position to Kevin Cornelius. So Johnny McCulchuck goes back to the 13th place. Billy Rodenberger in 18th, John Stanley 19th, Don Steves 20th, Fred Cook back here 21st. Got the South Park machine rolling pretty good here, 21st position. And John Estes taking up the rear of the field right now in 22nd place.
Good to see the South Park machine back at the racetrack, Rudy. Ooh, a couple guys take it wide there in the back of the field.
Tommy Lee still hanging on to it, has led 3 laps so far.
And almost got a second lead. Actually, it is over a second now, 1.3. Last time I checked, it was only 0.7.
1.1. So Gary Shank has closed that gap just a touch, but if Tommy can stay out there, he might start pulling away from Gary here once the tires start getting a little bit worn. Kernan Church 2.8 seconds behind those two, so yeah, he's falling back pretty quick.
As we all know, Rudy, Tommy is a tire nutritionist.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you, he did say, what did he say back here? I'm trying to find it here. He said something about the Motley Crue. Oh, he said, thanks, guys. Motley Crue rocks.
Right on.
No,
Yes, they do.
yeah, no discrepancy there, Tommy. We're not going to disagree with you on that one. All right, still pretty good racing so far, but Dwayne LaPratte in 4th, got quite a bit of ground to cover to try to catch up with them guys. Oh, and he's off track. Yes. Mark McFadden and Terry Bellinger get by him.
I think it's that arrow, Rudy. I think he's starting to feel from the back of that truck being beat in. It's starting to take effect.
Well, yeah, it could be. It looked to me like he might have just really overdrove it into the bus stop right there, and it just took him off track. If you overdrive that, man, that's a bad place right there. We see a lot of wrecks right there.
Sir.
But yeah, you could be right. That could be affecting his truck pretty bad right now.
Because it will affect his braking.
Oh yeah. Rolando Aurora in 9th. Let's see, David Gainforth, our point leader, still in 10th spot, and Len McNeese 11th. So them two are still hanging pretty close together.
Been a pretty good race so far, Rudy. Some people have had some moments, but nobody's really had anything big happen.
Right.
Everybody's keeping it on the track. That's a good thing. Our points leader, David Gainforth, is still stuck back here in 10th place, Rudy, mid-pack. And like you said, second place in the points, Len McNeese running right there with him in 11th.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see those two get too far away from each other. You know, Len is really pushing that truck to try to hang on to David the best that he can, and you know, I just just losing another position or two could be very costly to him. 18 points separating them two right now with David Gainforth out ahead. Boy, you don't want to lose too many more positions. It's going to be hard to gain that back.
And it also means every truck that Vincent Benny passes now, the further or the closer he gets to those two guys. He's third in the points. And currently running ahead of both of them.
Yeah, running in 7th right now, and that's good. That's where he needs to stay right now to try to gain some points on them too. Running 3 positions ahead of David and 4 ahead against Len McNeese. So yeah, if he can stay there, and I'd say by the looks of it, these boys have been doing some practicing this week.
Yeah, they're all. Somebody overdrove the corner there. Looks like Mark McFadden could get her slowed down and just drove through the cones, Rudy.
Yes, sir, and that's another position for Vincent Benny and these guys to pick up. Vincent goes into 6th now.
That's going to cost Mark a lot.
Michael Palmer gets by him as well. Michael goes into the 7th place. Mark McFadden back to 8th. Rolando still in 9th.
Rudy out front. Tommy Lee's setting sail. 3-second lead now.
Yes, sir. He's not letting up on the gas pedal, I can tell you that.
No, not at all.
Now it's just going to be a matter of saving enough fuel to make it to the end and saving them tires. You know, because it's not just a left turn anymore. It's right and left, so you're chewing up all 4 tires on these trucks now.
Looking at his lap times, he's running consistent 117. So
yep.
He's flying, Rudy.
Yeah, he's about a 0.4 of a second slower than his fastest lap, but yeah, that's pretty good. His fastest lap was a 17.364, and let's see what this lap is. As he comes across the finish line, that's a 17.88833 or 801. Boy, why does it change like that? That's kind of weird.
Yeah, he's only had 1 lap in the race where he wasn't in the 17s and he was barely in the 18s.
All right, let's go back as Mark McFadden now has fallen back to the 10th spot. So that means David Gainforth has picked up 1 spot.
Kevin Cornelius just made a pass on Johnny McCulchuk because Johnny overdrove turn 1. Kevin back this week after he hadn't been around for a couple weeks.
Well, you know, real life situations dictate what you can do out here, you know. And,
yes, sir.
And I know these guys, they love to run the races, and sometimes they look forward to these road courses. Some guys they don't care about the points. They just want to run the challenging tracks, you know. And this is a pretty challenging track.
Well, now Len McNeese is under fire from Kevin Cornelius, who's putting the pressure on Len now.
Yeah, he sure is. I was just watching them two going at it here. Len goes a little high in the turn there, but looks like Kevin Cornelius may have a run on him and take that position away. Len goes back to the 12th spot, so he's losing positions from David Gainforth. David's up to 9th.
And up front, Rudy, we got Dwayne LaPrade just made a pass on Terry Belanger to move into 4th place.
Very good. He's gained them positions back that he lost there after that slip up in the bus stop. He's doing quite well now.
Terry overdrove turn 1. That's what led to that.
And Terry's got a little damage on the right front corner of that truck. So I don't know, or left front, excuse me. I don't know what he's been into. Maybe he's tapped a wall or got into somebody, maybe. But he's got a little bit of damage on the front of that truck now.
Our points leader's improved his position by 1 spot. He's up to 9th now. Rolando Rojo runs 8th. Michael Palmer 7th. And Vincent Vinny, looking out his windshield, can see a couple points ahead of him. He's running 6th.
Yes, sir. He's coming up on Terry Bellinger. I think he got by Terry once, but they were battling, let's put it that way. So yeah, it's going to take a look at the back here of Dwayne's truck real quick. And you can see the damage on the back of that truck, man. It looks pretty bad.
Yeah, it's definitely caved in. But he's doing all right with it. We'll see if it can hold up for the entire race. We're flying through this race, Rudy. We're almost a third of the way through it.
I just love the shot here from looking back from Dwayne's truck. It says, "You are watching MaxSpeedTV." Yes. Thank you, Dwayne, for that, man. That's pretty awesome.
And while we got a minute, Rudy, we want to thank our sponsor, Sim Garage.
Oh, yeah. Give me a minute here. I got to get things organized.
Alrighty. You always tell me to remind you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, simgarage.com, folks. Check him out. Custom-built button boxes. Tell him what you want. He'll build it to your liking. So check him out at simgarage.com. Thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve. We appreciate it, buddy. Well, Rudy, we're starting to get a battle for second place here. Kernan Church has caught up to Gary Shank, and he's right on the back door.
Well, this is not good news for Gary. Gary was had pulled out there quite a ways away from Kernan Church, but maybe just running so hard trying to keep up with Tommy Lee, maybe Gary has burnt them tires up on that truck early. He's now 4.8 seconds behind Tommy Lee. The Clorox machine now 4.9 seconds out ahead of him.
Rudy back here near Rolando Rojo. We got Kevin Cornelius making a move on David Gainford, and now he's going to make a move on a Rojo. We got 4 trucks back here battling it out.
Yeah, boy, he is really coming alive here, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He started in the back, and he's just plowing forward, Kevin Cornelius is. He started dead last.
Well, one of our Canadian buddies there from driving with all these guys out there, man, I'm telling you what, he's showing what these Canadians got.
Next up is the Purdue Boilermaker machine.
Who's driving that?
A Rojo.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And he's on the outside looking for the pass, but they're going into the bus stop. We got contact.
Man. Cornelius backed out of that, or that could have been bad because that slowed him up enough that Gainforce got back by him.
He just spun out. Cornelius spun it out.
Yay. Let's go back and take a look at that real quick as they're coming through the bus stop here. He didn't spin it out. Oh, yes, he did. Oh, man, he must have hit the gas right there or something in the turn.
Yeah, he hit it just too much to try to get back in it and punch it. He was mad. Spun it out.
Yep. All right, they're back underway, though.
He just lost a lot of those positions he picked up.
He sure did. He's back to 13th now. Johnny McCulchuk got back by him, so he's going to have to pass Johnny again. Paul Zoda, we haven't talked about Paul yet today, and here he is running in 14th. He's running about 50, almost 53 seconds behind the leader, so he's really not that far ahead of the leader. We've got a few guys that are laps down already. Fred Cook, Don Steves, Timothy Kelleher, John Estes, and Billy Rodenbarger. Billy Rodenbarger way back here in 22nd place.
Yeah, Tommy just making his way through the traffic. Cost him a couple seconds, though. He had a much bigger lead before he got up to that traffic. Cost him about 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's hard to navigate around some of that traffic when you're, you're trying to turn fast laps. You're trying to stay ahead of second place, Gary Shank, and because Gary is definitely a pretty tough competitor. He's got a little bit of a lead now over Kernan Church, about 3/4 of a second, not much. Kernan Church has been keeping it pretty hot right on his tail for the whole race now.
Yeah, just waiting for a mistake, but Gary hadn't made any. He made one that allowed him to catch back up, but that was it.
Dwayne LaPrade now 24.5 seconds behind the leader.
And Vincent Finney has moved his way into 5th place where he's got by Terry Belandon.
Very good, moving forward. He's trying to stay ahead of them boys in points.
Yes, sir. They're back. David Gainforth in 10th again, and Len McNeese back in 11th. That's where they've been pretty much the whole race.
Yeah. Alright, Mark McFadden in 8th spot. He got back by Rolando and David Gainforth. Now them two going to be battling that for position again. Len McNeese not far behind him. Oh, a little loose coming off of one. Hits the inside wall, but gets it going again.
These boys just got to take it easy. These tires are starting to get slick.
Yeah, and we may start seeing some pit stops. I haven't seen anybody on pit road yet, but that doesn't mean it won't happen. McCulchuk in 12th. Don Steves, first one lap down in 18th position. The next one to go a lap down, John Stanley. John really not that far ahead of the leader. About maybe 4 or 5 seconds, 6 seconds ahead of the leader, so we may see him go a lap down here right directly. Yeah, leader's coming up behind him pretty quick.
You were just talking about Paul Cohen just a minute ago, Rudy. He just had a moment on the front stretch that wound up costing him 2 positions.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he almost spun around and lost a lot of speed. They passed him on the front stretch going into 1.
Chuck Shaw, he got by Chuck Shaw there. Chuck Shaw goes back to the 15th spot. So Kevin Cornelius trying to work his way back up through traffic again. Man, he's got a long road to hoe here.
He's looking now to make a move. And he does.
Who's that?
Kevin Cornelius makes another pass.
Are you you're not live.
Oh, my apologies.
He made that pass a while ago.
My apologies.
Yeah, it's okay. All right, John Stanley, like I said, not far from going a lap down as Tommy Lee is not far behind him. Coming up the hill here, going to the backstretch.
I'm usually pretty good about keeping it on live. I was a little bit behind there.
All right, Gary Shank has closed that gap on Tommy Lee just by about almost a half a second now. So I don't know, Tommy Lee's tires might be going away.
We'll have to take a look at next time they come by and see if that trend continues.
Well, he just chopped another 3/10 off, so he is closing on Tommy Lee. Hopefully Tommy Lee figures out that the gas pedal's on the right.
Tommy could be saving tires too. He could be taking it easy right now.
Yep, saving tires and fuel because it's really close on fuel, if I remember correctly.
Rudy, our points leader's coming off pit road, so you're right. Guys are pitting for tires.
Yeah, it's well, I'll tell you what, it likes to eat up tires. These guys are oval drivers. They're not really used to driving on these road courses. You know, I'll tell you what, it can take the right and left front tires right off of that thing, just pushing these things so hard.
And our leader here has come into a bottleneck of trucks. This could be dangerous. One's off track right in front of our leader. One's now down below our leader.
Oh boy, he manages to make it through them all.
Yes, sir. Wow, what a moment for the leader.
That like Gary Shank close up on him within 2.5 seconds.
Wow, that cost Tommy a ton of time. But now Gary and Kernan, they're going to have to make their way through that gaggle of trucks.
Oh, yeah. Tommy did get by John Stanley, so that puts him a lap down. Now the next one will be Chuck Shaw, which is right ahead of Tommy.
I know Tommy probably had his heart in his throat right about that time.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
Oh, Rudy, if I'm not mistaken, Kernan Church has gotten by Gary Shank.
Oh, yes, he did. Gary Shank went on pit road.
I'm sure we'll see Kernan on pit road soon along with Tommy Lee.
Probably. Dwayne LaPrade now takes up the 3rd spot. And I guess, you know, from what I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. I really don't know why they would want to pit, but I guess if everybody pits, it would pay off. But I don't think we're going to see everybody pit. If you can make it the whole way on fuel, boy, I'll tell you what, it's costly time to come down pit road to change them tires.
Yes, sir, but looking at some of our leaders' lap times, the lap times are really starting to fall off, and that could be due to some traffic as well.
Right.
I know a couple of them are, but the lap times are getting slower, Rudy.
Yeah, he's right now 4 seconds slower than his fastest time, but let's see what he is this time. Yeah, he's 2 seconds off of his, 2.2 seconds off of his fastest time. But now maybe he's out there in clean air again. He might be able to pick that back up. I don't know. Kernan Church coming down pit road now. Well, I'm sure we're going to see him change 4. I'm going to watch him real quick here and see. Left side's going on. And right side, yeah. So 4-tire change for Kernan Church. That puts Dwayne LaPrade in 2nd. And he's running 24.7 seconds behind Tommy Lee. So if Tommy Lee does slow down a little bit right now, kind of save them tires and save fuel a little bit, he should be good for the rest of the race with that kind of a lead, because I'm sure we probably haven't seen the last of everybody pitting. We've got a kind of a mixed field out here of guys pitting. Timothy Kelleher's been on pit road. Johnny McCulchuk.
Our leader's coming down pit road right now, Rudy. Tommy Lee's on pit road.
Okay. Well, this is kind of interesting because I really didn't think that these guys would have to pit.
Yeah, the more I think about it, 35 laps seems like a long way in the trucks at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, no doubt. But I know he had to back up in the pit stall. No doubt, you know, but I know it'll be nice to go out here and have fresh tires, but I'm pretty sure you can make it the whole way on one tank of fuel. And I don't know, but maybe he didn't even take any fuel. I don't know.
He's down and away, back in the fight.
That puts Dwayne LaPrade in the lead, but he technically has not led a lap yet. He wants to get up here and lead one lap to try to get that valuable point for leading a lap.
Tommy came out behind Paul Zoda, and Paul was kind enough to let him go.
Yeah, Tommy's still in second out there with them new tires now, and he's not that far behind Dwayne LaPrade, only 7.7 seconds with them 4 fresh tires. We're on Dwayne right now to see if he is going to come around here and lead this lap. Billy Rodenberger gets out of the way and lets him go.
And Dwayne has got a loose pickup truck right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and he's coming down pit road, but that'll be fine. I believe as long as he crosses that finish line before Tommy Lee gets there, then he will be scored.
Close.
Yeah, I don't think
there goes Tommy.
Yep, not going to make it. So Dwayne didn't even get that valuable point for leading the lap.
It was worth a try.
Yep. Well, that puts Vincent Benny in second now, and he is 6 seconds behind Tommy Lee, and he has not been on pit road yet.
Dwayne might have been thinking about going one more lap, but when he come around that last corner, he said, no, I need tires.
Yep. Gary Shank getting by Vincent Benny. Gary Shank with them 4 fresh tires starting to show what the tires are going to do for him. Michael Palmer in 4th. Oh, that just changed. Kernan Church gets by Michael Palmer
as they work their way through a lot of traffic.
And Kernan has been on pit road. These guys are all dicing it up here right now. They're all trying to get around the number 72 there of John Estes. John running back in 17th place. He lets everybody go by. Looking to see our points leader, David Gameforth, still running. Well, actually, he is running in 11th place. Len McNeese got out ahead of him. And David's been on pit road, and I'm not showing Len's been on pit road, but Len's got an awful lot of damage on that truck. So
has Kevin Cornelius pitted?
Look here and see. I'm not showing that he has, no.
Okay, because he's back up to 9th, and that might be why.
Yeah, and again, I don't know how accurate this IRTVO is. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But Kevin, with a lot of damage on that, is really loose coming out of the turns. Boy, he needs to head for pit road for sure. Brad in 8th. Oh, we got one into the wall there. Didn't see who that was. Paul Cohen in 13th position. Last one on the lead lap. Oh, and he got loose and hit the inside wall, the pit road wall. Oh, man. Is that going to bring out a caution? No.
It might. He's in the middle of the track. It might.
Right in front of the leader, too. Tommy Lee coming by him. Wow. He gets it going. That's the thing about road courses. It may throw it's a local caution, just a yellow, flashing yellow flag for the drivers to beware. You know, somebody has spun off the track or wrecked right in front of them or whatever. But usually we don't see cautions here unless it's actually either manually thrown by the admins or if it's like a 10-car pileup right in front of a bunch of traffic, you know. It's about the only way that it really actually throws out the caution.
Well, Tommy was lucky to not get caught up in that. That's
Yeah.
the second time I've seen Paul have trouble on the front stretch. So hopefully he can get that truck dialed in before the end of this race and not cause any problems for anyone.
Well, Terry Bellinger gets back by him, so Terry would be the first car now a lap down. Paul Zoda in 15th. And Paul kept his truck pretty clean today. He hasn't been into anything or anyone.
You know, Rudy, Tommy's so far out in front, every time I click on go to the leader, it takes me to Gary Shank.
Yeah, he's 10.9 seconds ahead of Gary Shank, and Tommy's still a little loose.
Yeah, he is. I saw that too. Woo!
He's really trying to stay in that gas, and they're coming to 10 to go right now. 10 more laps, folks.
This race flew by, Rudy.
Yes, it did.
I've enjoyed every second of it. It's been a good race.
Yeah, I like Hawkins Glen. It's pretty awesome. Kernan Church now in third. Vincent Vinny fourth. And see, I think you're going to see Vincent Vinny go the whole race without pitting here. We've got a few drivers. We have a few drivers that haven't. Him, Michael Palmer, and Mark McFadden. If this is accurate, I'm not saying this is accurate. Let's see. Rolando has not been on pit road. Kevin Cornelius, John Stanley, Len McNeese, Terry Bellinger, Paul Cohen, John Estes, and Fred Cook have not been on pit road. That's unofficial, folks. Totally unofficial.
Yeah, that sounds like it probably would be unofficial.
But
I think some of them guys pitted.
But if you go look at some of their trucks, they haven't been on pit road. They're pretty mangled up. We'll just pick one out. Terry Bellinger, his truck is pretty much toast on the front of that thing. It's just totally destroyed. Gary Shank drives by him, and he's really struggling, but he is the first car lap down in 13th place. John Stanley, he's got quite a little bit of damage on the right front corner. His last one on the lead lap, and he's just not that far ahead of the leader right now. The leader's coming up behind him pretty quick. Right there behind him, coming into the bus stop. Looking at another one, Vincent Vinny, he has not been on pit road, running in fourth. Michael Palmer has not been on pit road. Mark McFadden has not been on pit road. Ooh, boy, somebody locked down the tires and spun it there in the bus stop.
Yeah, I just got a report over the radio.
Johnny McCulchuk. Let's go back and watch and see what happened to Johnny here real quick. That was coming into the bus stop here. I'm not sure if he just drove it in there. Oh, he lost it coming into the pits to the bus stop. And it looks like he slides it into the infield grass right here. So he's out of the way from the other truck. So that's a good thing. As everybody drives on by on the outside of him. He gets it going.
All that matters. They kept it out of everybody's way, Rudy.
Yep, and that puts him back into the 17th spot now, so that's going to be really hard to recuperate from. But Tommy Lee in first, Gary Shank second, Kernan Church third, Vincent Vinny fourth. And I'm showing Michael Palmer not far behind Vince, but Michael's got quite a bit of damage. Or no, I'm sorry, that wasn't Michael. Nope, wasn't Michael. Somebody else. Dwayne LaPrade now in seventh, and it looks like he did get that damage fixed on his truck. So I think they do have one reset, if I'm correct on that. I'm not sure if I am correct on that.
Kernan Church making his way through some of the traffic. He's got clear sailing now, Rudy. Although he's about 5 seconds behind Gary Shank, I think it might be a little late to catch Gary at this point.
Make that about 9 seconds behind him once he crosses the line.
Yeah, I don't get live updates. I just got to go by the last laps.
I thought we hooked you up with IRTVO.
Nope, I'm still going off iRacing's times.
Okay.
I'll have to get that though.
All right, Vincent Benny 4th, Michael Palmer 5th, Mark McFadden 6th, Dwayne LaPrade 7th.
Oh, Kernan Church just, I don't know if he hit the wall, but what a moment there. Sorry to interrupt you, Rudy, but third place just had a hell of a moment there.
Rolando Aurora 8th, Kevin Cornelius now up to 9th, Len McNeese 10th. Our points leader at the moment, David Gainforth in 11th. So Len is one position ahead of our points leader.
And Kernan Church did smack the wall pretty hard, Rudy. What happened was he hit the curb in one corner, and he was going up the hill, and he just wound up banging the wall hard.
Well, Terry Bellinger, oh man, Terry Bellinger, just what the heck is going on? Let's go back and see what happened to Terry here. Man, he is just like beat and banged every wall coming right here down through this backstretch. I don't know exactly what happened. Looks like, oh, he caught the grass right there, went to the inside wall, hit that. And it looks like trying to get it back onto the track maybe. And he spun it again. And,
wow.
And oh my. Jeez, oh man, he's got damage right on the front and back now.
I can't believe that thing's still running after that hit he took to the inside wall. Wow, what a hit.
I think he's afraid to come down pit road because they might tell him to park it. I don't know.
That thing's about done. It's definitely seen better days, Rudy.
Gary Shank now 19 seconds behind our leader, Tommy Lee.
That thing looks like your local Saturday night street stock.
I'll take that back, 10.6 seconds. I guess it needed to catch up to a timing line. 10.7 seconds behind Tommy Lee.
Tommy has set sail, Rudy.
Yep. Well, he's led every lap so far. Nobody else has led a lap yet today. Billy Rodenberger out of the race. Well, no, I guess he's in it. Wow. Okay, one time it shows me he's out, next time it shows me he's in, so.
Yeah, Kernan Church is lucky to still be running third. I'll tell you what, he beat up the truck pretty good.
Well, I don't want to do that too many more times because Vincent Benny is only 11 seconds behind him, and he could wind up losing that position, you know, real quick.
Yeah, he goes up that hill like that again. He'll lose a few positions.
All right, Vincent Benny in 4th. Michael Palmer 5th, right behind Vincent. And Dwayne LaPrade right behind him. And Dwayne's been on pit road and got fresh tires. And he comes up on the right side of Michael Palmer and goes by. So now he's got to catch up to Vincent Benny. If he can get by Vincent, that'll put Dwayne into 4th place. And he's only got 4 laps to do it in.
He's got to hurry. Did he get any of that damage fixed on pit road when he pit in?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think they have one reset, but I'm not going to swear to that. I think they do.
Oh, yeah, it's completely clean.
Yeah. Oh, and he definitely needed that because, man, he was driving like on marbles with that
rails.
thing. And he's caught up to Vincent Benny here. Boy, I'll tell you what, he's going to be putting Vincent a lap down here, or not a lap down, but passing him for position.
Still been a good run for Vincent, Rudy. He's ahead of both of the guys in front of him in the point standings.
Yeah. Yeah,
and he'll gain ground.
And not by just a little bit. He's running 4th right now, and Len McNeese 9th, and David Gainforth 10th. So he's got quite a few positions on him. LaPrade closes up on the back of Vincent Benny here.
See if he can hold on to it.
Yeah, I don't know. Vincent seems to be very steady. He doesn't seem to be making very many mistakes at all. And that's what Len needs. He needs Vincent to make a big mistake, and he can capitalize on that. But boy, I don't know. Vincent's been just smooth on his turns, on his throttle points, his braking points. I haven't seen Vincent make any major mistakes today. Oh, there, Dwayne looks to the inside or the right side of him. But, ooh, up the hill. Not going to be able to do it.
This is where Kernan Church got in trouble a couple laps ago. Rudy, we had a couple trucks taken behind the wall. Kevin Cornelius, he was plowing through the field, but he's back in the garage now, and Don Steves is back in the garage.
Roger that. LaPrade, oh man, tried to drive it into the bus stop ahead of Vincent Benny, but Vincent closed the door on him there right at the very last second. Vincent knows that that is for position. And Michael Palmer quite a ways behind them. Rolando Aurora in 7th. Mark McFadden 8th. Len McNeese 9th. And David Gainforth now has caught up to Len McNeese. And those two, that is for position as well. And that's first and second in the points.
And let me tell you what, Vincent Benny and Dwayne LaPrade, they're battling it out here, Rudy.
Oh, yeah. That's a good battle. I like to see that.
We got 2 to go, Rudy.
Well, the leader's about to come around here pretty quick, and it's going to be 1 to go. Oh, them two get together. Oh, no. What happened there? We got to go back and check this out. Them two got together.
I'll keep an eye on Tommy Lee for you.
Okay. I want to see this, see exactly what happened here.
I saw it just right before it flipped screen. Wow, I can't believe that happened.
Well, Vincent gets loose in the turn. Oh, and right in front of Dwayne. Dwayne gets involved in that. So Vincent loose right there, but he gets it back going again. He's okay, but he's lost a couple of positions. He's back in 6th position, excuse me.
And Rudy, on here on the white flag lap, our leader has ran into a whole group of slower trucks, and the points leader's the first one. So we'll see what happens here.
Well, they are on the white flag lap, so Tommy Lee out ahead of Gary Shank by 11.6 seconds. And with all this traffic, I don't know. Len McNeese Len driving it into Terry Bellinger, trying to stay ahead of David Gainforth. And here comes our leader, Tommy Lee. Only 2 turns left right now as he's coming down the backstretch here.
Hopefully he don't get caught up in these guys' battle. There was some radio chatter there over that move there by Len McNeese.
No doubt.
Terry Belanger didn't take too kindly to that.
All right, coming out of the last turn, Tommy Lee for the win here. Congratulations to Tommy Lee coming across the finish line first.
2 in a row for Motley Crue.
All right, good run for Tommy Lee. Well, we'll give these guys a second to... yeah, that was pretty wild finish there for them two, man. But Gary Shank second and Kernan Church third. So, all right, well, give us a second, folks. We'll get down here in just a second, and we'll talk to Tommy Lee.
I'm excited to go back and watch this broadcast, Rudy. This was a fun race to call, man.
Yeah, I like doing these road courses. I think they're fun.
Yeah, it's different than your normal every Tuesday, every Monday night oval race. Good stuff, Rudy. I enjoyed it. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. All right, let's see if we can get down here. Well,
make sure y'all tune in next week. We're headed to Michigan International Speedway.
Tommy Lee, this is Rudy up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, bud.
Well, Tommy, you led the whole race, buddy. Man, I'm telling you what. Really thought Gary Shank was going to be a lot of trouble for you, but you stayed out ahead of him. Tell me, I kind of got to know for curiosity's sake, could you have not made it the whole way on fuel?
I don't know. I know the tires wouldn't have lasted, that's for sure.
Okay, yeah, well, this tire model's really been junk since from the get-go, but congratulations on your victory here today. I'm being told that's 2 in a row for the Motley Crew here.
I'm sorry, I lost you there at the end of that, Rudy.
I said I'm being told that that's 2 in a row for the Motley Crew.
That's right.
Well, tell us a little about your race, Tommy.
I mean, like I say, hell, just got out here, tried to run conservative on the first run, realized I was able to make it to lap 20 before I had to have some tires. Seen the guys behind me were pitting, taking tires, so I'd swing in, get 4, and go at it again. I got lucky at a couple spots with the lap traffic and stuff, being able to get through them and everything, and didn't get held up just about as much as the other guys did.
Yeah, the lap traffic seemed to be, boy, a lot of it gaggled up there together. We were watching as you come up through that, and it was kind of tough to get around a few of them there because they're battling for position too. So, but you bring it into victory lane tonight. Congratulations to you, Tommy. Anybody you want to say hello to?
Of course, Vince and the guys that put the league on and everything. Real fun racing. Like coming over here and running. You and Scott up in the booth for doing the broadcast. Sounded pretty good as normal. And that's pretty much it. And all the Motley Crue fans.
All right.
Good
Thanks
job,
a lot.
Tommy.
Thanks a lot, Tommy. All right. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, Gary Shank, you got a copy.
Yeah, sure do, Rudy. How you doing?
Pretty good, buddy. Well, you were fastest in practice, and I'm sure by the looks of it, you practiced quite a little bit. Tell us about your race and just how tough it was to try to keep up with Tommy Lee.
Yeah, congrats to him. But yeah, it was. I kind of planned to just run conservatively and just not make mistakes. I really wasn't worried about being the lead or trying to pass somebody at the beginning. And I just kind of watch, see if try to find somebody's weak spots and see if I can play with them later on in the race. And I knew that you can't go the full length on fuel unless you really were babying it around the track. I think you could make it like 32 laps, 31 laps, something like that. So I kind of planned to pit it at about 18 or 19, but I caught a whole bunch of lap traffic there, so I cut into pit road, hoping the guys behind me would catch them and give them a gap between me and them, and that kind of worked. But I think Tommy maybe had got through traffic a little bit better, maybe had a little bit better pit stop, and then once he got like an 8 or 9 second lead, I just figured, well, I'm not catching him, so I just ran the rest of the race, trying not to make mistakes. That's kind of what we did.
Well, that's one heck of a good strategy, and it worked out for you, Gary. You bring it home second tonight, man. Congratulations. Man, it was a heck of a race out there. We've seen a few bumps and bruises along the way. Some guys getting a lot of dents and scratches and stuff. Some good side-by-side racing. Bus stop pretty detrimental to the few of the guys, and that's always a tight place. But you bring it in second. Congratulations, Gary. Anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, sure do. It's been a couple of weeks I've been away and traveling, so it's nice to be back and racing and talking to you guys again. But certainly I always thank Dean here for putting on a great league with GAC. Like always, it's just a great bunch of guys to race with, and always fun just to get together with those guys. And I think Viney's Auto Dynastic Repair, I think they're still involved here. We thank them for their sponsorship. I got the Avistar Incorporated, which provides professional pilot services in the northeast of the United States. I thank them for sponsoring the Jag Motorsports team. I think I got family, too, down in Florida probably watching tonight, so I'll say hello to them as well and head it back up to the booth with you. Thanks again, Rudy.
All right, Gary, thanks a lot for talking with us, buddy. Kernan Church, you got a copy.
10-4, I got you, Rudy.
Well, you come in third tonight. Boy, you were really giving Gary a run for his money there for quite a while. Talk about your racing a little bit. You bring the Monster Energy drink truck into third place tonight. Are you happy with that finish?
I'm happy I'm in third, but I wish I could have been up there at least battling for second with Gary, because I know we were pretty close that first run, and then once I got out of the pits there, I was right behind him, and he was able to get through a lot of traffic better than I was, and I was making a few mistakes trying to get by him, so it just kind of lengthened out second place for me.
Yeah, look, I think if this is accurate, it looks like you finished about 10 seconds behind Gary. So, but still a good run for you, Kernan. What did you think of Watkins Glen tonight?
I like running Watkins Glen in any of the stock cars. It's pretty fun. I mean, it's interesting every time we run here, no matter what car it is, just because, I mean, you know, there's going to be lap traffic, and it's going to be always interesting trying to get by them.
Well, are you looking forward to next week at Michigan?
Oh, it's never been one of my best tracks, but it's fun, so, I'm going to make the best of it, but we'll see what I can do.
All right, buddy. Well, good run tonight, finishing third place. Anybody you want to thank?
I want to thank Dean for putting on this league, and Viney's Auto Diagnostic and Repair, you, Rudy, up in the booth, and MaxSpeedTV. Appreciate it, guys.
Okay, Kernan, thanks a lot, buddy, and congrats on your third place tonight. See you next week.
Good job, guys.
Okay, Scott. Well, Tommy led the whole race.
He started on pole and drove it to victory lane.
Man, I'm telling you. Well, let's see. I wanted to make sure we did get. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right, Tommy Lee in the victory circle tonight. Boy, I'm really all tongue-tied. Okay, and second place, Gary Shank. Kernan Church coming in third. Dwayne LaPrade with a great run tonight, finishing fourth. Man, that was awesome. Rolando Aurora fifth. Vincent Benny sixth. Mark McFadden seventh. Len McNeese eighth. And David Gainforth ninth. So Len did pick up a little bit of points on David Gainforth, probably one or two. Michael Palmer in 10th.
John Stanley comes home 11th. Paul Zoda's 12th. Paul Cohen's 13th. Chuck Shaw Jr. finishes 14th. Johnny McCallchuk 15th. Terry Belanger 16th. John Estes 17th. Timothy Kelleher finishes 18th. 19th is Fred Cook. Kevin Cornelius, who we saw go up and down the field, he ultimately finishes 20th. Don Steves finishes 21st. And rounding out the field, Billy Rodenbarger, 8 laps down, finishes 22nd. Rudy.
All right. Well, congratulations to our winner here tonight for GAC. And thanks to the sponsor, Viney's Auto Diagnostic and Repair. That's a mouthful. But thank you guys for sponsoring here, and congratulations to Tommy Lee for a victory here tonight, 2 in a row here. And I forgot to ask him if he was looking forward to Michigan next week, but I'm sure he probably is. And we'll see you guys next week. And let's see, tomorrow night I think we have another race. Yeah, Maximum Speed Racing will be racing tomorrow night. So
Las Vegas.
Tune in then. Las Vegas and the Nationwide cars. So
I'm looking forward to that race, Rudy. It should be a good race tomorrow night. There's going to be a lot of stiff competition there.
Yep. All right, folks. Till then, stay safe.
Have a good night, everybody.